Somebody says, I'm only worried about typing skills for essays. There's no need to be worried about typing skills. Just type, practice. Have you practiced typing? You see, people say that they are worried about something, but they never do it. The solution to your worries is to practice. And then if you say you have practiced, continue to practice. That's your solution to your worry. Okay? If you want to do IELTS, it's going to be typing. You're going to type. That's just the thing. If you don't want to do IELTS, then you don't need to bother yourself about practicing typing. But you see, you need to settle yourself about, you need to settle your mind that, okay, this thing, I will do it. That's how you think. You sit yourself down and tell yourself, this thing that they call typing, I'm going to type on the exam day. You tell yourself that. Therefore, if I'm going to type on the exam day, then you need to go and sit down with your computer and practice typing. That's it. So you don't need to let the idea of anxiety stop you from practicing. This is one of the biggest problems of people. They get anxious about the exam and they will not do anything until the exam day because of basic anxiety, which is a very big mistake. Please don't make that mistake, okay? It's normal to be anxious about anything. Many people who have scored band 9 were anxious. You are not the first person to be anxious, so okay? But those guys who got band 9 did not allow the anxiety to stop them from practicing. So you need to sit down with your computer and practice. Practice every day. Okay? You carry your computer and you practice. If it's just one paragraph, you can practice. Do it. Okay? In fact, it's going to be as easy. It could be as easy as practicing with just what's it called? Introduction. In fact, let me do that. Let me show you that thing I just said now. You need to make a commitment to practice your computer skills every day. If all you do is just practice introduction writing, you have done something. Okay? So what you do is what? You just look for essay questions. If you need essay questions to practice introduction with, just send me a message. I'm going to send you plenty of essay questions. I have a booklet that contains lots of essay questions. So look at this question here. If what you do is just practice typing introduction, you have done something. It's going to be building up your skills gradually. So look at this, my question here. This question says that what? Some people think that competition at work or school and school in daily life is a good thing. Others believe that we should try to cooperate more rather than compete against each other. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So I just want to practice my writing skills. I want to improve my typing skills here. So what do? I'll just carry my computer, okay, and then I'm going to type. So let me just do that. Let me just do what I just said now, so that you learn to do it. So look at it now. I'm just going to type out my introduction. I just want to type introduction only. I'm not writing the full essay. Okay? Introduction. Your introduction should contain a paraphrase of the question prompt. So instead of saying some, I will say a number of individuals opine. Instead of saying think, I will say opine. Or I can say argue. A number of individuals argue that competing, instead of saying competing, I will say competing with your colleagues, competing with colleagues. Let me remove the word your. Competing with colleagues at work, in school, or in everyday affairs is good, is beneficial. Instead of saying good, I'll say beneficial. A number of individuals opine that what? Competing with colleagues at work, in school, or in everyday affairs is what? Is beneficial. Other people, however, argue that competition is unhealthy. They suggest that it is better to collaborate with one's colleagues. Instead, they suggest that it is better to what? To collaborate with one's colleagues. Let me remove the word instead. It's an unnecessary addition. So I've paraphrased the question prompt, and then I will now put my thesis that what this my essay is going to be about. This essay will discuss both views and give my opinion and explain. I try to put it out. This is perhaps the only type of essay where I sometimes use the word explain and explain why I think it is better to collaborate. Okay? Can you see that this thing I just typed now? It did not take me 3 hours. It did not take me 30 minutes. I don't even think it took me 5 minutes to type everything I typed. The speed that you are going to have, the speed that you're going to, your struggle with speed, let me put it this way. Your struggle with speed on the exam day is not going to be because you cannot type fast. It's going to be because you don't know what to write. That's the reason. So if you know what to write, typing should not be a problem. It should not be a problem. I always like to use this illustration. This one is, I think Christians will understand this. Most Christians know Psalm 23 offhand. Most Christians know Psalm 23 offhand. If I give you a computer and I tell you to type Psalm 23, type Psalm 23, especially maybe the last verse. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That last verse of Psalm 23. If I ask you to type it, you are not going to spend 10 minutes typing it. It's not possible. It's because you know what you want to type. If you know what you want to type, speed is never going to be your problem. So don't worry yourself about speed. Okay? Practice every day and your speed will improve. Practice every day and your ability to come up with ideas will improve. That's what you should be working on. Don't let anxiety stop you from what? Don't let anxiety stop you from practicing. That's how you deal with it. That's how you overcome what? That's how you overcome anxiety. If you don't practice dealing with anxiety now, on the exam day, it's going to deal with you. So please don't wait until exam day before it deals with you. In fact, if you practice well, it will not deal with you on the exam day. That's just the fact. That's a fact. Okay? So the solution to anxiety is what? Is to practice. There is no other solution to it. Practice, put yourself under timed condition. Set your phone timer. You understand? Set your phone timer and practice. So this introduction now, you can say, if you want to practice introduction writing, you can set your phone timer to 5 minutes. And then try and type out your introduction in 5 minutes. If you are doing IELTS reading, set your phone timer to 55 minutes. You understand? For 40 questions. Or let's say maybe you are doing 13 questions from section 1. You can set your timer to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And train yourself to work with time. That's what we call speed drill. Those are things that will help you to what? Help you to get used to the exam condition so that on the exam day, you are not going to be limited by any kind of anxiety. I hope you get my point. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up on that note. If you have any other question, just feel free to drop your drop your question in the WhatsApp group. I will respond to it as soon as I can. So thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening.